Loma Talongva. So, day 19. I have never done a run before noon. At work, when I run during lunch period, it's around 12:30, sometimes 12:45. But I've never run. I never went on a run. I want to say within the past 4 months or so before noon. Confidently, I can say that. So we're gonna give it a try. um, The number one thing I always complain about as a runner is how much I sweat, how red my face gets. And so, like, well, if we go before noon, it should ideally be cooler, especially still during this time of the year. Um, and I am at the point right now where I am reminding myself, because I'm approaching 20 consecutive days of going out and hitting, just getting miles in. But reminding myself that I do it for the overall meditative state, right? I don't know how to explain it unless you also get this. And I know a lot of other people are like, why, why do you go out every single day? Um, it's simply just for the mental sensation. It's for the mental clarity. You literally, once your body knows what it's doing, it's just coasting. It's just going. And the only thing you have to worry about is anybody approaching me? Who do I need to run around, or who's coming at me? Maneuvering around the obstacles. That's really all you have to pay attention to. Other than that, my lungs know what they're doing. My feet know what they're doing. And so I'm just having to remind myself, yes, even though I'm seeing these improvements, that the progress still takes time. It still takes time. I've only been running consecutively for just under 3 weeks. And so, if anything, this time shouldn't be necessarily about, growth. Growth will come. That's what I'm trying to remind myself. Growth will come with the consistency. And sometimes you just got to run for the, I don't want to say necessarily enjoyment, but you just got to run for the peace. That's what it is. That's what it is. You are running for inner peace. You are running to stay comfortable. I don't have to worry about time. I don't have to worry about distance. I just have to go out and enjoy the run. I just have to go out and be comfortable in my run. So that is going to be the goal for today. I'm going to wear one of my plated shoes, and we're going to see how far I can go. Because the only thing that I'm finding myself is building the confidence for distance. I am comfortable once I get started, but I overthink, can I go this far? Can I push it? And so we're going to see how far I can go today, and we're just going to stay in a comfort zone. My ultimate goal is to see if I can keep my heart rate lower. Ideally, my comfort pace is around 161 average heart rate. And so if I can get at 161 or below that, that'll be a good run for me today. It's just one of those things, right, where you're striving to get better, to be better, to have those improvements. But then I always try to remind, as a coach, I always tell my athletes, don't overthink it on some days. You have to feel it. Especially coaching basketball right now. It's especially with females, especially with girls. Society teaches you, am I doing this right? That approval, social approval of, did I do it right? How did I look? What are people thinking about me as I'm doing it? And so that's where you kind of have to let go of that ego. You just have to feel it. It's all about feeling it. And don't overstress. Again, like what I said in my earlier video, was the concept of running form and breathing technique. If you are overthinking that, and if it's just stressing you out, if it's just making you uncomfortable, if it's starting to get annoying thinking about all of those aspects of running, you are taking the wrong approach. Run for comfort. That is the most simplest advice that I can give. Run for comfort. And everything, running form, breathing technique, that will naturally fall into place. Your body is going to tell you if you're doing something wrong based off of the pain that you feel after your runs, right? Shin splints, lower back pain, knee pain, all of those things are a result of your running form. And so run for comfort. I will not be taking my phone out today. It's just going to be a focused, easy run. I don't want to stress out about recording, but I'll let you know how I feel when I get back in. I hope you have a good holiday Monday. I hope a majority of you guys were able to sleep in today. So, getting ready to head out. We'll see when I get back. And I am back after just over an hour. These are my stats. I maintained my 10-minute pace. Only had to stop 3 times along the route, and I think it was definitely after mile 4, like I want to say 5.5 or somewhere around there, I stopped for the first time. And that was just to tighten my shoes. And then I had to stop a second time not too long after that just to catch my breath, stretch my legs, stretch my hamstrings out, and then a third time. So really in that last mile and a half is when I had to really, catch my breath, not have my heart rate overdo it. But if anything, I want to say that a lot of us younger runners, but I'm talking to people in their 20s too, you might want to reconsider running in the morning versus the evening. And honestly, when I was in my early 20s, I was running early in the mornings. I would head out at 6, right, when the sun was still behind the mountain. And I was in a more not as central area, so there was a lot more natural desert terrain, less asphalt. But the section that I run now, the second half of it is more so closely in vicinities to parking lots. And so you can really feel that heat, especially particularly midday. And the other thing to consider, especially if you're in the Southwest, right, how that radiation of the heat, the sun hitting the pavement, hitting the buildings, hitting the sidewalks, and that heat being absorbed throughout the whole day. So it's not just the sun hitting it, it's been how long has that surface area been absorbing heat. And definitely during the summer, we can still feel the heat radiating off of buildings and walls and parking lots. So it's just something to consider. I know it's difficult for those of us who aren't morning people to get up and to be active. The other thing I wanted to point out too is the reality, how like on TV shows and stuff like that, they show people running right as soon as you get out of the front door. That's not reality. Especially if you're going to be sharing, like how I am every now and then, I'll show the route. If you're going to be using apps like Strava and sharing your route and distances and everything like that, you don't want to start too close within the vicinity of your front door, just especially if you have followers. So plus for me, it's like walking before you start running is part of that warm up too. Yes, you do, your skips and your high knees and all of that stuff, but walking for a short distance for, maybe a good 2-3 minutes before you actually start jogging and running, that's part of the warm up, is getting your legs used to those strides. It was a nice day. It was not cloudy at all. It was very sunny. There was a lot of cyclists out, but definitely I could start feeling the heat on the way back. And I surprised myself. Again, you don't know what you're capable of until you actually just do it. So I think 6 miles will be my once a week goal. We'll see how my knees and thighs feel after a while. I definitely did some stretches. I did some meditation after that run. I didn't push myself too hard, but the endurance, and man, my first blister of the year. I haven't had a blister from running in so long because I haven't ran for as long a distance in a while. So, got to get back to, those usual strains of, the toes peeling or you get a blister on the ball of your foot. So, it's just things that your mind has to push you in order to put up with to keep going. So that was today's run. What's today? The 19th? 19th. Day 20 tomorrow. I hope you guys had a good Monday.